It's way more than enough. 68% of black men are not married now. There's more than enough. There's 68% of black men that are unmarried. If you really wanted to have a husband and you really wanted to act right, then you could get married to him.
The Eaton fire has devastated a vibrant community. At Edelson PC.
My bad about that ad, y'all.
No problem going across the fence and getting married. Don't have no problem going overseas and getting married. Don't have no problem going overseas and finding women. Cooperative women. Women that like them. Women are actually asking for them. That's what you don't like about passport bros. The women are asking for them now, saying that we're over there exploiting the culture. No, we're not. No, we're not. The black women that find passport bros and actually like them. Talk to any one of the girls that dated passport bros. They said they would date another. And in fact, they're calling for more women, more of us to come over there. To ask Korea, ask China, ask the Philippines, ask Japan, ask Latin America. They're actually booking more flights to fly more of us down there. There's a reason for that. You always say that we're the problem, but guess what? Passports.
All right. Black pill gnostics is going in again. I started from the middle for a reason, y'all. But I'll go back and then I'm going to go in.
Our market about the passport bros. And the gist of it is been many months since I have ranted. I was just saying to myself today that I should stop picking up the mic or picking up the phone when I feel the urge coming on while it's still fresh. And I think this is one of those times. So I think that we should go to old school, an old school rant. So without further ado, drop that beat. Now, somebody emailed me a video of Zaza Ali, a 4-hour video. Now, I didn't watch all of it. He told me to go to the 3-hour mark about the passport bros. And the gist of it is they say all the right things. We don't go and add anything to the culture that where we're going to, which is bunk. With black women, especially her, don't care what we do or why we travel all over the world, which is bunk. Just don't talk about them. And she gives all the same old patent excuses that most black women give about passport bros. That I'm unbothered. I just don't like how you guys represent us. I don't like how you talk about us and black women and that kind of stuff. So I left a comment on her comment section and said, maybe you should try to talk to them instead of about them. And she claims in her video that she did talk to them, to passport bros. And I told her, if you had talked to any one of the popular passport bros that are in this sector, my email would have lit up like a Christmas tree.
He's at it again, basically. He's at it again. Him and everybody in that space. And you know the funny thing is, I still see the other brothers, what their name is, the Daily Wrap-Up Crew, and all these other little podcasts or whatever, right? I used to see more and different varieties, 2018 and just a little further. 2018 because that's when the pandemic and all these spaces started exploding, right? But now I'm gonna say it's just time to stop talking and just do the action. We've been at it for so long. I'm gonna let them cook and I'm gonna finish.
And it would have. But I had so many messages on my comment section. I'd had it in my emails. I'd had it in my Telegram. It'd have been all over the place because her name does ring out in this sector. It would have lit up like 4th of July fireworks. That's what it would have done. So no, right then and there, what she was saying was bunk. In fact, she didn't even argue. She said, I understand. And she said, peace. Because she knows exactly what I'm saying, because she knows who I am. And she knows that I'm connected to the manosphere, and I'm connected to the Passport Bros, I'm connected to all these movements. And what she's saying was a load of hogwash. Now, normally I give pro-black or even pro-black leaning people like her a pass. And had she just said, I will try to reach out to them and understand your guys' point of view, I'd have let it go. I wouldn't have said anything. I wouldn't be recording this right now. But I just want to say, really, after this, I'm pretty much done. Pretty much done with black women. I'm getting tired of people caping for them, excusing their behaviors, excusing what we go through, why they abuse us. Y'all been telling us for 60 years that you don't like us and you don't want us, and we abuse you, we beat you up, we do all kind of stuff to you, and we don't support you or protect you. We're not adequate husbands. I can't tell you how many books talking about the inadequate supply of husbands in the black community.
I think he is also BGS. I'm not too sure. I don't know really. They sound so much alike.
So black men are not stepping up to the plate. Black men don't take care of their kids. Black men get everybody pregnant. Black men do all kind of heinous stuff to black women, and how they need better men. And black men, for their sake, they said, if you can find a better man, by all means, please go get him. Getting tired of how they cheer each other on when they said they moved on and got other men, whether it's Latino, whether it's white, whether it's Asian, whatever it is. They cheer each other on. And then what do? If a black man decides he's going to exercise his options, they get upset. That's what Albert Poussin said. I don't know if black women care more about racism or to control the black men. We already know the answer after 60 years. It has nothing to do with hating that white boy. It's about controlling that man, because they have way more hatred and vitriol for their own men than they do their white boy. I've seen more vitriol spewed at the brothers inside the community than I saw any spewed at any white man or any white woman. They have way more to say about us and way more negative things to say about us than
Excuse me.
the other group. And we're in used to be one of the most racist countries on the planet. And they've been saying this crap about us since the 1850s. And anytime they can get a chance to get next to that white man or check up with that white man, and that white woman will treat them halfway decently, they take it and they bounce. They take it and they bounce to the point where white men think that they own black women's bodies. That's how bad it is. And then they come on this side of the town, cross the road, and they tell us that how faithful they are. And when the numbers come out, all of a sudden the numbers start showing a different story. That's one thing I love about the internet and dating apps and stuff like that. They tell the real story. They tell you where the desires really are. And they tell black men how they've been gaslit for the past 100 years. What I listen to parts of it, the first thing she says that they all say, right, is that they hate how black men especially compare women of other cultures to them, and how we have this negative attitude towards them, like it just came out of nowhere. And a lot of guys say the exact same thing. There's no difference between women. Bunk. That's bunk. They know exactly that different cultures raise different women. Even here in the United States, that's how come they can't stand you dating an Asian or a white woman or anybody else, is because first thing they say is that woman will do exactly what you want. Yes, they will. Yes, they treat us better. Yes, they're more kind. Yes. I just played a video about black women believing that they had to be mean toward their men, but soft to a white man. Why do they say? They said they need to be mean and dominant over their men to control them. And you hear it in their voice. You can hear it.
This also, if you peer in deeper into your studies, is a Willie Lynch syndrome. Read the book, guys. You'll learn some things and see some things that you see is still happening today.
I grew up hearing that voice. I grew up hearing that tone. I recognize that tone as soon as I hear it. As soon as I hear it, that mommying tone. And that's what pisses me off. They know exactly why we left. They know exactly what we're talking about. They know exactly what we will find when we date out, especially out of the side of the country. That's what they're pissed off about. They know exactly what they do. They know exactly how many times a day they tell us to go kiss their behinds, and they give us the middle finger. Exactly. Even the so-called pro-blacks. Exactly. Can't tell you how many sessions that we have to sit through talking about relationships in the pro-black community, and all of a sudden a group of black women get together and start weeping about how badly we treat them, or how bad our relationships are, or how much the black man needs to freaking improve. I get tired of hearing that. We got to change ourselves so we can make them feel better. Get the entire hell out of here. Like they don't have to change. They know exactly what they do and what's been passed down. After 100 years, you guys cannot be this freaking clueless. You are not clueless. Because if you were clueless, you would say it to our face in a relationship instead of behind our backs. You know exactly what you do. You know exactly what you try to do to us. You know exactly the kind of games you try to run on us. You know exactly the tone that your mama told you to use against us. That I've seen it too many times. You bring in another woman from another culture, all of a sudden that black woman come together and try to change her so she can act exactly like them. Why? Because they don't want you to spoil him. They don't want him to get used to good treatment. They want her to be.
Your job is hard enough, but being wrongfully
Yeah, man, my bad, y'all. No ad blocker.
terminated because of discrimination, harassment, or retaliation.
Us like the dog that we are. Keep that dog on a leash and keep that dog beat so that dog will not raise his head. Because if they think that if the dog raises his head one day, he's going to bite you. That's what they think. They go through the whole world telling how afraid they are to walk the streets and be around us, and then at the same breath, they want us to protect them. The same breath, they want us to provide for them. The same breath, they want us to be with them as a backup plan. Same breath. And then talk crap about it. Thing is, we hear you for 70 years, especially since there's been social media. We hear you. We hear you on all those talk shows since the 1970s. We hear you. We see all the books that are written negatively about black men. We hear you. What it says to us that you don't want us. That's what it says. You don't want us. And until recently, we had very little choice and very little options to go anyplace else. We had to put up with you. What happens when we don't have to put up with you anymore? When you tell us you don't want us, we can take a hike. We can walk. When you say that we beat on you and we abandon you and we emotionally abuse you, we say, you know what, guess what? Maybe we're not compatible. We can take a hike. And then when we do, guess what? You get mad. You get mad. You've been giving us your behind to kiss for the past 80 years. The past freaking 80 years you've been giving black men your behind to kiss. And now you act like you don't know exactly what you're doing. You don't know exactly what the black man wants, even though he's been saying it. He's been saying what he wants. He's been saying the kind of woman he wants. He's been saying what he wanted out of his woman. And guess what? Most coaches said that's not a lot. That's not a lot. Black men are tired. Tell black men, you have to take us like we are. If we're 80 pounds over the weight, you just have to deal with it. If we want 4-inch eyelashes, you got to take that. If we want fake weave down our butt, you got to take that. If we want bad attitudes, you got to take that. If we got demanding attitudes, like I'm going to bring 4 kids, about 4 guys to your door, and you got to accept us and marry us and take care of me and my kids, y'all have to take that. How dare you have standards? How dare you get what you want? And recently, they have been just straight up telling you can't get what you want. You got to settle for us. And when black men say, you know what, just like during the election.
All right, I'm going to let him rock for a little bit.
I don't vote for the Republicans. I'm going to vote for the couch. A lot of men voted for the couch. Either I'm out or I'm going in another direction. Passport bros going in another direction. And passport bros is only a small percentage of black men. And it's really not what they say. It's really not what they do. It's really what they show. It's really, they go over there and they tell you these women are different. These women treat us better. These women are more like the women that we would want to have, and sometimes even more of what we really want. And that's what you don't like. That's what you don't like. You know exactly how you treat us. You know exactly what you demand out of us. You know exactly what you say to us. You know exactly how you speak to us. Exactly. But you don't want to change, which is fine. I always tell guys, don't try.
All right, so basically, and even he goes on by saying, even in mainstream media, they've had talk shows where they have, you know, their own power to express it freely and whatnot. And it really kind of went over a lot of our heads growing up in that certain era. If we were like maybe, you know, newborns or 5 or 7 or 8 or 10 around the 80s and 90s and 2000, whatever, right? So it's kind of gonna go over your head, and then when you get a personal space to really be told this directly and be made aware of it, and you realize, damn, this shit is, and it's not even to a point where it's hard to see. It's everywhere, kind of, if you're aware of it in a sense. And now you kind of are, regardless. You see it in your school, you see it in the street, you see it in real life situations all throughout the black community. So my thing is, it's time to stop talking about it. Like, that's all I wanted to say throughout the video. I'm not even going to say too much. It's time to stop the talk, because there's nothing else to talk about, and just take action. Just take action. God bless. God bless. God bless. God bless.